Hey, what's up, y'all? And we're back with another tier list. So in this video, we're going to be doing the SEC head coaches tier list. Now, I already did a hot seat tier list for the SEC coaches. So yeah, it's just going to be just a regular coaches tier list. So the rankings will be different than the ones from the hot seat list. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive right into it. So, anyways, here's the tier list. Yeah, here's the tier list right here. So I'm gonna start with Billy Napier. Gonna put him in D tier. And yes, last year I did have him in F tier. So I thought Florida was gonna be terrible, and I thought for sure uh, Sunbelt Billy was gonna get fired, but Florida actually exceeded expectations. So that does bump him up a little bit to D tier. And then next we have Brent Venables at Oklahoma. Uh, gonna put him in D tier as well. Um, he had to stay a really rough first year in the SEC. I mean, 6-7, lost to Navy in a bowl game. I mean, just bad offense, bad defense, just bad all around. And then he also had a rough year his first year, but then year two, which was 2023, he did win 10 games, but that was mostly because of Dylan Gabriel and Jeff Lebby. So it doesn't really seem like he can stand on his own, or maybe the SEC is just, maybe it's just not cut out for the SEC. But anyway, next up, Brian Kelly. I'm going to give him an A tier. None of the last year or maybe the last two seasons have been a bit of a disappointment. I mean, he was also at Notre Dame for a long time. Had a couple of playoff uh, appearances, a n- national championship appearance uh, from 2012, and of course, his second year at LSU did end up winning the West. So, and then remember, Jaden Daniels won the Heisman Trophy. So next up we got Clark Lee at Vanderbilt, and I am going to give him a C tier. I mean, last year I had him an F tier, but Vandy, just like Florida, way exceeded expectations. Yeah, I know it was just 7 wins, but still, that's the best season for Vandy in 11 years. Not since James Franklin. So I I mean, it's hard to have a winning record at Vandy. So I'm gonna give Clark Lee some credit. Let's see. Up next, here we got um, Eli Drinkwitz uh, at Missouri, going into B tier. Of course, his first couple of seasons were rough, hanging around 500. But then, I mean, Mizzou has been good the last 2 years. Remember oh the 11-win season from 2 years ago, and then what he had, like 9 wins last year. So yes, B tier Eli Drinkwitz. Next up, we got Hugh Freeze, and I am going to put Hugh Freeze into C tier. Now he's been trying to rebuild Auburn after the train wreck that was Brian Harsin. So and yeah, it hasn't been easy. That he has yet to have a winning record, but I am gonna give Hugh Freeze some credit for what he did at Ole Miss and Liberty. So I'm gonna put him at C tier. But yeah, this is a um, make or break year for Hugh Freeze at Auburn. Next up, we got Josh Heupel. Gonna put him into A tier. Yeah, Tennessee. Of course, Tennessee made the 12-team playoff last year. And then remember in was it 22? Was it? Yeah, that that they made it to the Orange Bowl. Yeah, and they were ranked number 1 for 1 week. So yeah, gonna give him an A tier. And then up next we do have Kirby Smart and at Georgia, and obviously he's gonna go in right into S tier. I mean, you can't argue with what Kirby has done. I mean, 2 national championships titles, 2 SEC titles, 3 national championship appearances. I think he's been in the SEC championship a bunch of times. I think like what are we up to? Like a total of 7 now. But anyway, he's played in and won a lot of New Year's Six bowls and playoff bowls and anyway. So yeah. Next up, we have Lane Kiffin. I'm going to put him into A tier, even though yes, he is a choke artist, but I mean, I still think he's a good coach, just not an elite coach. But I mean, he's had a lot of success at Ole Miss. I mean, they just barely missed the playoffs last year. Should have been in the playoffs, but lost to Florida and, Kentucky. So, but anyway, yeah, and then he had a couple of good seasons at FAU. Even though he was terrible at Tennessee and USC and with the Raiders, but right now I'm gonna put him in A tier. Anyways, next up, Mark Stoops. I am going to give him a B tier. I mean, yeah, I know that last year was a down year for Mark Stoops in Kentucky, but I mean he's been pretty consistent. I think that before last year he had like 8 consecutive bowl appearances. I mean, which is hard to do at Kentucky. I mean, it's really hard to win 10 games at Kentucky, and Mark Stoops has done it twice. I think it was 2018 and either 21 or 22. Uh, that they also went 10-3. So, uh, but anyway, so I am going to leave him in B tier. I'm I mean, it seems like whenever it seems like he's in danger, they're talking about hot seat or maybe he gets fired. It seems like he always like that's when he comes through. So we'll see if that happens this year or not. But anyway, next up we do have um, Mike Elko at Texas A&M. And yeah, I mean, last year, pretty good. What did he win? 8 or 9 games. What? I like that, like 8-4. So a decent first year at Texas A&M for first year being a head coach in the SEC. Of course, he used to be the defensive coordinator at A&M. Of course, he was the head coach at Duke. Had a lot of success at Duke. Probably about as well as a job as anyone could do with Duke. So okay. So anyway, let's see. Next, we do have Sam Pittman at Arkansas, and yeah, I guess I am gonna give him a C tier. I mean, he did have that one sort of good year, but usually, Arkansas has been hanging around 500 for about as long as Sam Pittman has been there. I mean, and I do like Sam Pittman. He is a very likable guy, but he gets a C tier for what he's done at Arkansas. Anyway, moving on. Next up, we do have Shane Beamer at South Carolina. I'm going to give him a B tier. I mean, last year he had a good year at South Carolina. 9-3, and 9-4 after losing their bowl game, but still, South Carolina almost made the playoffs and probably should have made the playoffs. They did get screwed by the refs when they were playing LSU. Lost a close game to Alabama. So I mean, I think about how they were, so close to making it to the playoffs, and it also had an 8-4 season in in another year. So it's kind of been up and down, but like he's on the good right now. So give him a B tier. And the next we got Steve Sarkisian, and he's going to get an A tier. I mean, for what he's done with Texas, I mean, a pretty good first year in the SEC. 11-1 with their only loss being to Georgia, so they made it to the SEC championship lost to Georgia again. And of course, they actually made a pretty good run in the playoffs, winning their first 2 playoff games. So I thought about maybe putting him in S tier with Kirby, but he's not quite on the same level yet. So, of course, did also make the 14 playoff in 2023. Anyway, now next up we do have Jeff Lebby at Mississippi State, and he is going to get an F tier. I mean, first year, and at Mississippi State, an absolute train wreck. 2-10, 0-8 in the SEC. Got blown out by Toledo. I mean, yeah, it was just terrible, just absolutely horrible. Got to give him an F tier. I know it's a small sample size of what we've seen. If like F tier is appropriate. Now up next we do have Kalen DeBoer at Alabama, and I am going to give him an A tier. Yeah, not so much for what he's done at Alabama, but really for what he did at Washington. I mean, 9-3, 9-4 with a bowl loss to an embarrassing loss to a mediocre Michigan team. But anyways, he's finding out that the SEC is not the Pac-12. But I mean, when he was at Washington, I mean, he did make win the Pac-12, make the playoffs in 2023 with Washington. That's why I'm giving him an A tier. Okay, so anyway, so there we go. Yeah, look at that. It made stairs. Yeah, look at that. All right, so anyway, so that is going to be it. So, well, let me know what y'all think in the comments below, and thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all again next time.